Whether it is the close-knit communities, the small classroom sizes for one-on-one learning, numerous religious organizations, or even the locally raised foods, the Appalachian region, specifically southeastern Ohio, is one of the most beneficial areas to raise a family. Despite all of these advantages, there's a never-ending war that we face every day, the opioid epidemic. Opioids have plagued Appalachia for more than 30 years, beginning all the way back in the 1990s due to overprescribed medications by doctors and carrying on even today due to illicit street buying. It is one of the leading causes of death in Appalachia, accounting for over 77% of overdoses in 2022 alone. To deal with this issue, professionals are getting involved.
My name is Josie Patterson, and I'm a licensed professional counselor. My typical population that I help are adults. They can have mental health and substance use disorder diagnosis. I have worked at my current job for 10 years, specifically in the substance use field for about 9.5. The opioid epidemic is bad in this area of southeastern Ohio due to really, we're a rural area, so there's not much going on here. So you have limited resources and communities in this area, as well as limited activities for people to engage in. There's poor economic status. Generational use is pretty heavy in Appalachia. And also some of the work that we do, Appalachia has heavy, construction jobs, labor work. And those jobs are a little bit more dangerous and so come with riskier injuries. In the 90s is when it really hit. And if you look at a lot of the research, at that time, opioids were more freely prescribed. And like I said, we still prescribe, pain medication to people who are in pain. But there wasn't the regulations on it. And so it started then, and then eventually stricter regulations came down. And so you had to start cutting people off. And that led to more kind of illicit street buying.
Despite the temptations in rural Appalachia, many people find ways to avoid falling into the traps.
So being from this area and steering clear, I'll be honest, is hard. Yeah. So I know, there's many people that I've grown up with that were in addiction. I've been places where I've seen people use at a young age. You're talking around here, it's parties down by the river or something that high schoolers are getting into because, like I said, there's lack of things to do and you're going to run into all kinds of people at those places. So I think a lot of it is you have to have that strong will to say, that's not where I don't want to do that. Educating, I think educating the youth about the dangers is a big factor because that was probably a biggest thing for me is I knew where that stuff could lead. Family affected, obviously fear. Communities are as well. As we know, substance use tends to link highly with criminal behavior. So that's a concern for the community, and as well as spreading of diseases, just concerns, of, I guess, just individual safety of the community, what's going to be out and about when we don't have access to all of those resources.
Many addicts are abandoned and outcasted by society, and often rely on opioids to become a temporary solution to their problems. There are many ways that we people can help, and the first step is to accept them.
To diminish the stigma, people have to be open to learning and seeing the other side of it. You hear a lot that people say, well, why can't you just stop? And I wish that it was as easy as that. All substances, they impact your mind, your body, and it's not as simple to say, well, I'm just going to quit and put this down. And so being more open to giving people those chances of let's try to keep getting them into treatment facilities. Let's try to bring some stuff to the community to have it more available, so when they are finally at a point where they're ready to like fully engage in that help, that it doesn't feel so hard to come in. Really, the public and the community can help by just being more open to the idea that the people who use are not bad people.
Yeah.
It's that stigma that's really surrounding it, and it really kind of keeps people away from being, I want to say, like more active in it. We typically have a lot of, well, we try to have, awareness walks and things like that, but the majority of the people that attend that are addicts or family of addicts.
Opioids have caused great harm to not only the entire United States, but in some cases, an even greater effect on small rural communities such as southeastern Ohio. Although they badly affect these regions, there is much assistance that the people a part of these communities, such as you and I, can provide. People often do not want to acknowledge this dark aspect of such a beautiful place. But with more exposure, we can find solutions to keep Appalachia healthy and alive.